Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to get this nice little holographic blue halo eye look. And if you like what you see, just keep on watching and you'll learn how to do it. Okay, so first off I'm going to start by priming my eyes with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I love using this concealer every time I prime my eyes just because it's very lightweight, but it also doesn't crease and it's full coverage, so it covers up the little veins in my eyes. Then I'm just going to be blending that all out with a beauty blender. Okay, and then after blending that all out, I'm actually going to be going in with my Tarte Lip palette. I'm going to be using this palette for the majority of the eye look today. I'm going to be using the lightest shade in that palette, the yellowy tone, just to set my primer on my eyes. And I'm just using a fluffy brush of some sort. It's a Smashbox brush. Alright, then after that I'm going in with the two lighter shades from the middle row of the Tarte Lip palette and using those in my crease. I'm doing those with a M441, just blending it into my crease and making it nice and seamless. Okay, then after that I'm going to be going in with that third shade called Best Friend, and I'm focusing that on the outer corner of my eye. I'm going to be using this to add some definition to my crease, but also to blend in with those other colors, since this is going to be kind of a darker look. And I'm still using that same M441 brush. Okay, and then I'm going in with the color Bombshell, which is the darkest color from the second row of the Tarte Lip palette. I'm focusing that on the outer corner of my eye and just kind of blending it out with those other three shades. Okay, and then I'm going to be going in with the color Fashionista. This one is on E18. You can't really get these brushes anymore because they are discontinued. It's the original Elite line, but I do like these. I will try to find a comparable brush and throw that in the description below. But basically it's just a denser blending brush that I'm using to pack on color on the outer corners. And I'm going in with Bombshell on that same brush and focusing that on the inner corner of my eye. And I'm kind of doing swooping motions to blend those two together so it's not too abrupt. And then I'm going back in with my M441 and I'm not putting any additional product on it. I'm just blending those two colors together and giving it a nice gradient effect. This is what I'm doing before I apply more different shadows. Okay, so I'm using those first two colors again just to blend up and around, make it nice and seamless. I'm not really applying a lot of pressure here because I do want them to just kind of blend in nicely. I'm going back in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer just on the centers of my eyes. This is completely optional. I just like doing this so that the colors pop more. And then I'm just using a flat concealer brush to blend that out a little bit, and then going back in with my fingers to make it nice and seamless. Ignore the amount that I got on my lash line. I'm going to fix that up later. Okay, and then after that I'm going in with the color Coconut by Colourpop. I love this shadow. It's just a nice metallic blue. And I'm using my pinky to apply that onto my eyes just because I find that the pigmentation is better if you use your fingers for Colourpop shadows. Sorry, I went off screen there, but I'm just packing it on as much as humanly possible right now. And I'm focusing that on the center of my eyelid. Okay, and after that I'm going in with a bullet crease brush and applying a crap load of that black shade. It's not going to be super neat and pretty yet. I'm just packing it on as much as I can in the inner and outer corners of my eyes. And then this is just going to add a lot of definition to the eye look. Okay, then I'm going back in with those N2 shades from the second row of the palette and blending out everything that I just put down. So it's nice and blown out and not, you know, streaky or anything like that. And I take that back, I didn't use an M441, I just used another fluffy blending brush that I had. As you can see, I've got a lot of fallout. I do clean that up off screen. Okay, then I'm going in with my Laura Mercier primer. I'm just using this all over my face. It's the Radiance primer, and it's just a sample, but I do like it a lot, actually. And I'm going in with my Anastasia stick foundation and rubbing that all over my face, and then I'm using a Sigma F80 to blend it all out. I do like to use a little bit of the Josie Maran Argan Oil to make it blend out a little bit easier and keep my foundation looking radiant all day. And after that, I'm going back in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I'm basically putting it all over my face. Anywhere that you notice your foundation isn't as full coverage, or where you want to cover up dark spots, anything like that, I am going in with the shade medium, and then after that I take the shade medium, or light medium, and just put an extra couple dots under my eyes. And then I'm going in with a damp beauty blender to blend that all out. Okay, and then I'm going in with my Kat Von D Lock-It translucent powder, and I'm using that to bake my face. I like to put it on my nose too as well, just to keep oil from packing on throughout the day. Okay, and then I'm taking my Hoola bronzer and just a angled blush brush and running that along my face. I don't want to contour too harshly because my eyes are super intense. But yeah, I'm taking just the Hoola and then going back in with that translucent powder on a beauty blender and carving out my contour a little bit. I did brush away my eyes pretty soon afterwards just because I'm going back in with the Tarte palette and using the two middle shades to start building up underneath my eyes. And I'm just using these on a flat shadow brush. You can use any flat brush that you have. I'm using one by Smashbox. And then I'm going to eventually start building up the colors here. So I'm starting off with those two middle shades, but I'm going to go in with the dark purple, which is called Bombshell, I believe. It's the last shade in the second row. And then after that, I'm going in with the black shade on the outer corners and then just blending it out as much as possible. Okay, then I'm taking just a MAC flat shadow brush and using the lightest shade from the second row and blending out all of those colors so that they're kind of seamless and not too harsh. Right, then the exciting part, I'm actually taking the Kat Von D Aquamist palette and the shade Blue Sapphire and targeting that on my inner corners and then underneath my brow bone. And I'm just using my pinky to do this because it makes it a little bit easier to apply and helps the holographics show up a little bit better as well. Okay, and then I'm taking that MAC brush again and applying the purple amethyst color under my eyes. And I forgot to mention it, but I did do liner off camera just because it was not filming properly for me today. Okay, then I'm dusting away that initial baking powder and going in with a Tarte blush. This one is part of a holiday collection, so you can't get it anymore. It's just a light peachy tone, and I think it looks good with the blue. Right, then I'm spraying the crap out of a M503 brush and going into my Actimus palette with the color purple sapphire, or not sapphire, amethyst, sorry, and just applying that onto my cheeks, but then I realized I didn't like how lightly it was going on. I like my highlight to be blending, so I grabbed a beauty blender and just patted that on as much as possible. And then I used my fingers just to make sure that it was pretty seamless and added a little bit more to the peaks of my cheekbones. And I actually used a combination of the blue and the purple on my cheekbones just because I found out that it looked a lot prettier. And then I sprayed my whole face with Fix Plus because I thought it would be fun, and used a Sigma highlighting brush to pack it on even harsher. There's something wonderful about glowing to the gods. And just highlighting my nose, my cupid's bow. Alright, then I'm going in with the Colourpop lip shade in Chai. I'm pretty sure it's a UltraMatte, but I'm just applying that all over my lips, and then I take the Actimus palette right after and apply the purple shade on my lower lip and the blue shade on my upper lip. And I think this just gives some nice dimension to the look. And that's it. I hope you liked what you saw, and if you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below. But if you liked what you were watching, please feel free to subscribe. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.